Hello and welcome to Invested 505. So today I'm going to walk you through how to participate in the EOS ICO, also how to register your Ethereum wallet in order to obtain your EOS private tokens. And for those of you who are confused about the difference between the tokens on the exchanges versus the tokens that's on the website, well, you know what? Let's just talk about it. Okay, so let's get started with the EOS ICO. So one of the first things you want to make sure that you do is have whatever wallet that you decide to use that is an ERC20 token friendly wallet connected. Now, if you don't have one, you can easily create one by installing, see this little fox here? This is called Metamask. And Metamask is a user interface for my Ethereum wallet, which I believe the website is myetherwallet.com. It's probably better to set it up from Metamask because here you get key phrases that you can use to log in if you forget your stuff, as well as an actual key. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already installed this. If you don't know how to install it, just whatever browser you're using, whether it's Chrome, Brave, or Firefox, you just type in Google Firefox extensions or Chrome store extensions, and it'll just come up, and you just, once that store comes up, you just go ahead and type in Metamask and you install it from there. So it's already installed, so I'm going to show you how to quickly set up a wallet if you don't have one. If you do have one, you can skip ahead to the parts that is more meaningful for you. So I'm going to click accept. Then you have a whole nother bunch of reading to do. Just accept that too. Now we're going to create a new wallet. If you already have one, you would just put import existing DEN. You can also bypass that. You click that and you just put in your password phrases or whatever your key phrases. So I'm going to create a new password for this one. Hit create. So here are the key phrases that they want you to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy these. Let's see here. Cut. Paste for now. It's pretty big. Okay, so then I'm going to come back over here. So we have the key phrases. I've copied it somewhere safe. So now I have in a wallet. Now once you have a wallet, you can edit the name of it. We'll just call this, just for the sake of this, my Ethereum wallet. Or even better yet, how about this? Invested 505. We'll just call it that. And this, if you turn off your wallet, and not turn off your wallet, if you reinstall this name will disappear. And you can edit it anytime. You can call it anything. You can call it Michael Jordan's wallet, So it doesn't really mean anything. It's just for your own identification, because you can add multiple wallets to certain sites, and this helps you identify which one that you're in. So now we have a wallet, and we also have a private key. So you can hit export private key, and you would type in the password that you use, and it would show your private keys. So if at any moment that you need to use your private keys for something else, you have access to them. Otherwise, you could just use the phrase on MetaMask. Now, when dealing with my Ethereum wallet, if you were to go to this, or my Ether wallet, if you were to go to this website directly, you would need the keys in order to access the functions of this website. Otherwise, you can just use your wallet address, which I'm about to show you how to find your wallet address. Copy address to clipboard, and then I'll just go ahead and paste the address here. So this will be my new wallet address. And this is for any ERC20 tokens, whether it's Golem, Civic, Kin tokens, Dentacoin, Pay token, anything that's ERC, you would use the same address for, including your EOS for now. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, the only way you can view your tokens through Ethereum Wallet without using your keys is just by using your address. And you can just go to view wallet information, And let's see here. Private key. I don't use this much, so okay. View with address only. You just hit paste, and it'll show you a balance. Of course, there is no balance since I just created this wallet. If I wanted to transfer from here, I would easily, as long as I'm logged into Metamask right here, I would be able to just, let's just start over. Just go to send offline, or we could just send Ether tokens. So it'll ask me, how do I want to access this wallet? Well, I could use my keys, or I can access it through Metamask, because Metamask has the keys built into it. And just hit connect to Metamask, and it will give me the ability to transfer tokens directly out of here, because it's using Metamask as my key without me having to constantly use my private keys and exposing them. It'll just go based off the password that I created. Now, Metamask has got to be on. If Metamask is not on, like if I logged out, this would not work, because let's just try it again. Let's hit refresh. Let's see. We're going to transfer and use Metamask, connect to Metamask. See what happens. Nothing. You have to be logged into Metamask at the time. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's go to EOS. Oh, and keep in mind, always log out of your Metamask. Click here at the top, log out. Because if you're logged in, a lot of phishing sites, which I will cover in another video, they can have access to your Ethereum wallet, and they can transfer your tokens out because you're connected to Metamask. They don't need your private keys. They don't need your password. As long as Metamask is active and you haven't logged out, they would just do exactly what I just showed you how to do, which they would click connect using Metamask, and then they have access to your tokens, and they will transfer them out, as I've seen them do with many people over and over. So now that we're on EOS token, if you're in the US, you can purchase these tokens on the exchanges for now, and then transfer them over to your Ethereum wallet, which would be this address right here for now. At the end of the ICO, this will no longer be valid, as you will see when we register this wallet, that you will be given another public key address to send them to, and it would have another contract. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we're going to scroll down, and we're going to see what's going on here. So right here we see that they are distributing 2 million of these EOS tokens every 23 hours. Right now we have 12 hours and 53 minutes left and counting, and they've received 1,855 ETH. Now how this works is, at the end of the 23-hour cycle, however many people donated ETH, and however many ETH you donated, they take these 2 million and they divide it amongst the people who participated. So you're not getting a fixed price thinking that you're going to put in 1 ETH and get out 2,000 tokens. No, it all depends on how many people participated and how many Ethereums they donated or they put into this ICO. So let's move on. Let's go to get EOS. This screen pops up. You just go ahead and check that you've read all the stuff, and they know people ain't gonna read it. Well, you have some people that will. It won't be my ass. Okay, so next we're gonna go down to, we already have the MetaMask. We already understand all this, so we're gonna go to EOS distribution. Did I unlock? Yeah, I'm unlocked. Okay, so here they're showing you my wallet, because now they're connected, because you have to be logged into MetaMask in order for this to work. They see my Ethereum wallet. As you can see, here's the address right here, and it pops up right here. They could tell I don't have any Ethereum in here right now. So if I wanted to participate in this, I would have to put some Ethereum in, and I would scroll down, way down here, to see where we are right now. So right now we're right here, which is what we saw on the first page. So if we look ahead of this, or behind this, you see there's 2 million, and they received about 23,248 Ethereum, which once they broke it all down and divided amongst all those people who had those Ethereums, this is what the cost for EOS per Ethereum. This is how much you would be paying for it if you were to actually see what the market value is. And it seems to kind of match up with the market value. I've been noticing you might, depending on how many Ethereums you put in there, it's been kind of matching up with the market value to me. So a lot of people, this has either been losing out because it could have just bought more on the market itself, or may have gained 1 or 2 extras or lost 1 or 2 extras. I don't know. It just seemed to be about the same for all the trouble. And I believe this is because a lot of people are waiting to the very last minute to purchase, to send in their Ethereum. You know, like right here, there's only 1,800 basically Ethereum that went in here, and we have 13 hours to go. So what you will see happening here is that as it gets down to the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes, this number will start to increase like these numbers did. You know, because everyone's trying to wait and get that big come up, because if there's not a lot of people invested, if there's not a lot of Ethereum invested, you can end up with 150 EOS, you can end up with 2,000 EOS. It all depends on how many people are investing and how, you know, and how many Ethereum that they're putting in. So a lot of people are trying to be clever and wait to the very end, which is not really working out, as you can see right here. They ended up coming out with the prices being about the same as what they are at the time at market value. So it's up to you. A lot of people are trying to figure out what is the difference between the EOS here on this ICO and what is the difference with the EOS that's on the exchanges. There's no difference. They're exactly the same. Once you receive your EOS from this ICO, you can actually put it onto the exchange and sell it off. You know, and I think some people are trying to flip these tokens, but that takes experience. So now that we're here, we have our Metamask open, which has our Ethereum wallet built into it and our Ethereum address. So what we want to do is we want to register this. So we hit register EOS key. Okay, now that we've registered, if you come down here, it gives us a public key and a private key. So the public key will be the same as our Ethereum address. Well, not the same. It would be the equivalent. So this is what we would use to transfer EOS in the future back and forth to this address. We will no longer be using this one. This is our key, the private key that you do not share with anyone. And you make sure that you take this off the computer as soon as you, like I'm just putting on a notepad just to show you how it's done. Then you would transfer this off of your computer onto a thumb drive, or maybe put it into another computer that has no association to the internet or anything. Something to keep it safe, because people do try to steal, honey. They, you know, they roguish, they thieves, child. They talk about all this privacy and how they want to be separate from the government, don't want people to come in and regulate. But what I really think they're trying to do, they just want to be anonymous so that way they could steal in peace. Okay, so then you confirm your private key by pasting it in here. So we'll just paste it in here. And I have safely backed up my key. MetaMask opens, and now it's waiting for me to purchase an Ethereum. So I'm not going to buy any, or maybe it's just for this transaction, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that the registration is done. And if I put buy, it's probably gonna try to bring up Coinbase. Yeah. So we're not doing all that. We don't need to do all that. If I already had Ethereum in here and something like that, that probably wouldn't be an issue. So we're just gonna wait for this to register. Okay, so my apologies. It won't let it go through because I don't have any Ethereum in here for it to accept the transaction. But if you have Ethereum, make sure that you put some kind of Ethereum inside your wallet before you do this in order for you to get the submit key. I don't have the submit key because it's asking me to buy Ethereum, to put Ethereum in to make this transaction possible. I don't think they're going to use any. If they do, it's probably very, very little that you wouldn't even notice. But outside of that, then your wallet will be registered. And the beauty of this, you can change your key. Once it's registered, you will see that there's an option for you to change your key at any time. You don't have to keep the same key. If you feel like your key is in jeopardy, has been jeopardized, or you know, if your privacy has been compromised in some type of way, you can change the key. So, and just make sure you just save it all later. So then once you've done all that, which you don't have to do to purchase the EOS, when you're ready to purchase the EOS, you just go ahead and click get EOS tokens. And it's going to ask you how many Ethereum you want to send, depending on what you have in your wallet or what you plan on spending. You will put that in there. And it would also ask you what period. Now, when they're talking about the distribution period, that's like right here, period 1, period 2. And you don't have to choose the one that's currently running. You can choose any one of these other periods. As you can see, some people have already started putting Ethereum just to set their place so they don't forget about it later on in the future. And these periods run, it's going to be running all the way through June. So make sure that you have your EOS wallet registered before June, because I think June 3rd or June 5th would be the last day, but why wait till the last minute? It's very easy to do, and you can do multiple wallets. You can just keep creating Ethereum wallets and converting them over or registering them with EOS and start sending tokens to the EOS wallet. So I really hope that this has been very helpful for you guys. I understand that a lot of you guys are visual learners and you don't have time